Good morning, everyone. As you can see, seats are being put down front if some of you in the back want to come up front and sit. Or there are a few seats spread out if you want to find a seat. Okay.
Y'all see a mass move to the front?
What? No one's coming to the front. You get a prize if you come to the front.
There you go. Come on,
Okay, welcome everyone to the first annual GSL Awards Ceremony and our 11th annual Town Hall and Birthday Celebration. My name is Spila Montgomery, and I'm a mathematician in the Survivability Engineering branch, and I'll be your MC today. First, we'd like to thank Colonel Wilson, our ERDIC commander, for coming today, and also would like to welcome Derek Starling, Willie O'Neill, SOL Engineering, Pat Sullivan from the ERDIC Executive Office, as well as Dr. Peggy Wright and Dr. Richard Price. All of those are from the Human Capital Office. Thank you for coming. Many of you noticed there are lunch bags in the seats with Huggies and programs, so if you didn't get one when you came in or you don't have a seat, extras will be out to on the table, so make sure you grab one. Well, we made sure you didn't get one. Okay, first I would like to introduce Colonel Wilson. Colonel Kevin Wilson assumed command of the ERDIC on November 18th, 2010. He serves as commander of ERDIC installations. You don't want me to read? Okay. Welcome, Colonel Wilson.
Is this working? Yeah. Is this working at all? Hey, Mike, is it working? Oh, good. Okay. That's always a great way to start, is not to know if the mic's actually working. So, and they told me I have to speak into Mike, and it's one of the most difficult things I do when I'm wandering around, because I like to just kind of flail my arms around. Anyway, first of all, it's great to be here. I'm very excited. I've been in ERDIC for about 11 months now. I had to cut Spieler off on doing my bio, because the second worst thing to having your bio read is having your father introduce you someplace, because it's just absolutely embarrassing. So I had to stop her and do that. It was a great attempt. Thanks.
Okay.
First of all, it's great to be here. Dr. Pittman told me I was the 18th person in the executive office that you asked, and everybody else turned you down. There's only 18 people in the entire office, so I guess I know where I stack up and all that. Still, I'm excited to be here. I don't know if you guys are excited to have me, but I'm excited to be here. One of the best things about the job is learning about what each and every one of you do. It's a great research that you do. It's the support that you give to the researchers. And as I am here longer and longer, I start to see folks all over the place. I see you down at Kroger's. I see you downtown in Vicksburg. I see you out to eat at nights. Of course, I see you all at the airport at Jackson or in Atlanta, flying someplace or another. But I'm starting to see people, and of course, you all recognize me right off the bat, and I don't always recognize you. So I got to apologize in advance if I am like, oh yeah, hi. But it's great, and I really want to get to know everybody in the labs, because you all are what really make this a great organization. Dr. Pittman's going to talk about some of the new folks that we have going on. He's going to, in your brochures there, you can see some of the awards that we've won. So my challenge to all the new folks is, as you come up through the ranks, as you get more and more experience, 10 years, 15, 20 years, 30 years from now, I want to see you in a lot of those, in a lot of the great positions. We're winning those awards that are really Army-wide awards for the tremendous work that you do. So that's a challenge to all of the new folks. For the folks that have been around for a while, I'm not going to say older, but those that are more experienced, your challenge is make sure that you're mentoring those young folks. Get them, provide them the research that they need, provide them the exciting types of job experiences they need to really to be there to fulfill your shoes once you leave. And that's the challenge to the older folks, because that's what makes ERDIC great. It's what makes all of the labs great, is this depth of experience that we have, and the fact that, how many folks have we hired? 350 some new folks in the last. Probably, yeah. Yeah. It's,
In the last 3 years,
yeah.
we've hired over 500.
Yeah, over 500 new folks. And the total population of all of the labs in Erdek for DA civilians is only about 2,000 people. So a quarter of the people have been hired over the last 3 years. That's tremendous. That's a very healthy organization. That means we have a lot of legs underneath us to go the distance. And so that's something that is worthy for everybody to understand the importance of that, what it means to the nation, and what it means to the health of all the labs of Erdek itself, as well as GSL, because I think GSL probably has half of those, if not 60% of those new hires came to GSL. So that's exciting to be here. As a soldier, you know, I've used the stuff coming out of the labs, out of GSL, all my life. I've been in the Army for like 28 years. Holy smokes. And I've used the stuff out of the labs all of my career. And latest, I was in Afghanistan. All sorts of great equipment was coming in, and we didn't have a label on any of it. And I talk to people and say, where did we get this from? And they go, I don't know. And then I come here and I do a tour of the labs 11 months ago, and most of it came right out of Erdek, the various labs, out of GSL, out of all the other labs. So that's something you all can be proud of, because you're really making a difference out there for soldiers on the ground. But you also serve the nation as a whole. You know, this past spring we had the Mississippi flooding. In 1927, the last time we had a big flood, the reason we created what was in Waterways Experimental Station, but in 1927 when the river flooded, south of Memphis in areas, the Mississippi was 80 miles wide. And this, you know, with this flooding event, it pretty much was contained within the levees, within the reservoirs, and within the floodways that were designed. And that design all came out of the labs here in Vicksburg. So that's something to really be proud of, and that's a mark on the wall that is amazing when you consider the size of the Mississippi River. So all of you need to be proud of your accomplishments. I think I ran out of time now, right? You only gave me 3 minutes. And then I get here, and then they tell me, oh, there's a picnic going on, too. I'm like the last guy to know about this stuff. Anyway, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Spieler.
Yes.
Again, it's great to be here. I've said that a dozen times already. Be proud of what you do. You really, truly make a difference out there for soldiers and for the nation as a whole. So thank you very much, and happy birthday.
Thank you, Colonel Wilson. Okay, again, all of you that are in the back, if you want to come up here and sit, there are seats available. There's numbers on the seats, and we're going to draw a door prize. Okay. Next up, we have a video. This year, our people in GSL have been all over the world, and including our lab director. But he's such a dedicated director that he makes every attempt to be there for us. And, you know, he just can't be everywhere at once. So we had to figure out how to fix this problem. So we decided we would call ACET, put in a ticket, and ask to have a clone made. Amazingly, it only took 1 week for ACET to fulfill this request. Well, let's see how his clone did.
Yes, ma'am. We need to have an ACET ticket requested to have our lab director, Dr. Pittman, cloned, please. We will need this by next week, if possible. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Hey, Marilyn. We got our clone in from ACET today. Yep. Our Dr. Pittman clone.
Oh, God.
Don't you love it?
I do. I love it.
1, 2, 3. Well, she sneaks around the world from Kiev to Carolina. She's a sticky
finger filter from Berlin down to Belize. She'll take you for a ride on a slow boat to China. Tell me where in the world is
David Pittman. David Pittman.
From Nashville to Norway, Con Air to Zimbabwe, Chicago to Czechoslovakia and back. Well, she works in Palestine, on a scale of Scandinavia, then she'll stick her right down under, give you a big pocket bird. She got the vitamina, when she stole the beach of freedom. Tell me where in the world is
David Pittman.
Dr. Pittman, I need to park my car between you and Dr. Grogan in the parking lot. Is that okay?
Oh, thank you. I like the Dr. Pittman clown. He's always nice and agreeable.
Dr. Pittman, you know you promised me a $2 billion award back in the 80s. You remember? Good. Okay, thank you. All right, that's all. Bye-bye.
1, 2, 3.
Well, she sneaks around the world from Kiev to Carolina. She's a sticky finger filter from Berlin down to Belize. She'll take you for a ride on a slow boat to China. Tell me where in the world is
David Pittman. David Pittman.
From Nashville to Norway, Con Air to Zimbabwe, Chicago to Czechoslovakia and back. Well, she works in Palestine, on a scale of Scandinavia, then she'll stick her right down under, give you a big pocket bird. She got the vitamina, when she stole the beach of freedom. Tell me where in the world is
David Pittman.
Okay, so now I'll introduce the real David Pittman. Dr. David Pittman became the director of GSL in 2002. In this role, he leads a team of over 500 researchers and support staff, including federal employees and contractors. This past year, Dr. Pittman was awarded the Federal Laboratory Consortium Laboratory Director of the Year Award and the Presidential Rank Award, Meritorious. Congratulations and welcome, Dr. Pittman.
Thank you, Spiller. Yikes. You know, I was wondering who that guy was following me around with a camera all over the place. Happy birthday, GSL. Woo! We're 11 years old. You know how I remember that every year? I always say this. Look at those last two, well, on the slide before, 2011. Look at the last two numbers. That's our age. We're 11 years old. We're number one twice over, right? 1-1, 11 years old. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all coming today. Man, what a turnout. Look at all this. Standing room only in the back. We do have a few chairs. I gave mine up, so one of y'all can have this one up here if you want it. But thank y'all for coming. We try to do this every year for the new folks in town and for those who have been around a while. You know, we do this every year. We just try to celebrate, come together, you know, give some thanks for what we're able to accomplish and review the accomplishments and actually talk about the future a little bit, kind of see where we're headed a little bit. So, and we try to make it fun, make it upbeat. I don't know where they got all those pictures from, but hey, I need that little guy to sign some papers, you know. Just put him on my desk and do all my email for me maybe. But thank y'all so much for coming. Wow, I want to tell you something. Everything the Colonel said, by the way, Colonel Wilson, it was just absolutely on target. I mean, you guys have made a huge difference in the world every day, and I didn't know something. He taught me something this morning. We hired 1/8 of the people in the United States Army in Urdik, and I think we hired about half the people in Urdik. So that means we hired 1/16 of the Army's people in GSL. Isn't that great? Woo! Geez. Don't quote me on that. That's fantastic. That's a lot. I want to do a little exercise here. Okay. If you were here on October of 2000 when we stood up GSL, just raise your hand high and look around. Okay? All right, that's one data point. Look at there. Okay. If you've been hired in GSL since October of 2000, raise your hand real high. Oh, man, look at that. Hey, guys, I think we're outranked. Woo! Man, we have hired like crazy. And that's one of the big news stories of this past year, fiscal year. We've hired a lot of great folks this year, and our money has just gone out the roof. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. But I just want to thank y'all for being here today. We got a little program set up for you. We got some great videos we're going to show you. You already seen one. You got a couple more to go. And then we're going to get together and have some hamburgers and good things that our LDP class is doing for us out by the tennis courts this time. We actually get to eat outside this time. Thanks to Randy. Randy's hosted us for the last 3 or 4 years in a row, but we'll go out to the tennis courts this time. Okay, we're going to start out with something new this year that we've never done before. You know, when I come and I talk to the branches, we call them director's visits now. We used to call them branch visits, but director's visits, when I come out and talk to you guys in your branches and divisions and your groups, you know, we have a 1 hour, you know, just a discussion, and I really love that. And we're going to do that again, try to do them all again before Christmas or shortly afterwards. And so they have that sort of one-on-one discussion. But we always talk about 5 things, right? We talk about people stuff, we talk about facility stuff, we talk about money and technology kind of stuff, we talk about communication stuff, and then HPO, change management, and that sort of thing. Who's been to HPO class? Most of y'all been there? Good, good, good. You know, it's all about managing change. It's all about, you know, things change every day. You know, we get new money in, or we hire somebody new, or something happens every day. So change is going to happen. It's just about how you manage it to make something positive come out of that. And that's really what all that's about. So we'll talk about that just a little bit. So we'll usually start out talking about people things. And so we're going to start out with something we've never done before, and that's the first annual GSL Awards. Okay. We got GSL Awards. What we did is we took your ideas from the past, and I've always heard about, you know, we got Army Awards, we got ERDIC level awards. Why don't we have GSL Awards? And so we rocked on for years, and we never had a GSL Award. So this is the first year ever, and I'm so excited that we're going to present the awards first thing in the town hall. So Spiller, if you'll do the honors, and we're about to have a little award ceremony.
Organization within GSL with the most accepted journal articles. So this award goes to the Airfields and Pavements branch, Dr. Gary Anderton.
Oh. Congratulations, Gary, and Airfields and Pavements. This is great. By the way, Gary just joined the 50-year-old club just about a week ago. With me, by the way. I mean, I joined it too. And I wanted to see him jump up on the stage, but whatever. Okay.
The next award is the Publications Award. And this award celebrates the organization with the most non-journal article accepted publications. This award goes to the Structural Engineering branch, Mr. Chuck Ertl.
Woohoo! Go on, Chuck. Congratulations, bud. All right. Good deal. All right.
Next, we have the Excellence in ERDIC Partnership Award. This award honors the organization within GSL that has built partnerships with other branches and sister labs. This award goes to the UROC, which is the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Reachback Operations Center. And Ms. Rhonda Taylor, Ms. Jill Jackson, and Mr. Vernon Lowry will come up to accept.
Woohoo! Rhonda, Vernon. There you go. All right. right. Way to go.
The next two awards go to individuals directly. The first is the Administrative Support Award, and this goes to the individual demonstrating excellence in this field. The award goes to Miss Donna Rowland.
Woohoo! Congratulations. Fantastic. All right. Super. Thank you.
The second individual award is for excellence in technical support, and this award goes to Mr. Quint Mason.
He didn't jump up either. But he's not 50 yet, so he don't have to jump. He's Quint. All right. Congratulations, brother. All right.
Okay, and finally, the last and most sought-out award within GSL, or it will be.
Wait till you see this one.
Yeah. The Building a Culture of Excellence Award is also known as the Casa Grande Cup. And the winning branch who receives this first annual award is Airfields and Pavements, Dr. Gary Anderson.
Oh, my God. Wait a minute. You got to do that again. Look at this. Man, I don't watch hockey, but I know what the Stanley Cup is. And I think this is bigger than the Stanley Cup. Look at that. Let's see you skate off the scale.
Dr. Anderson has agreed to drink out of the cup for everyone at the picnic.
He's going to need 8 people to tip it up for him. All right. Great job, guys. All right. All right. So we got, so that's our first annual awards, and man, I look forward to the awards next year. This is a great, great award winner. So thank y'all one more time, and congratulations to the award winners. All right, we have another group we wanted to congratulate, and that is our LDP class of 2011. Did y'all know that we have officially trained with this class 29 people in GSL over the last 5 years to be new leaders in GSL? I mean, they might have been leaders anyway, but we gave them some more training that way. And we need leaders. As Colonel Wilson was talking about, you know, we got 2 major groups of people in Erdick. You know, those kind of 50 and older, and me, okay? And then we got this gap, and then we got a lot of young people. I mean, you saw those hands come up just a minute ago. And so we got to get you guys trained, because this is going to be your place in 10 years, okay? And so I really applaud and congratulate the folks that have gone through that program. And we want to thank those who just went through the program this year. So we can have them come on up, the LDP class of FY11. There you go. Yeehaw.
The 2011 LDP class consists of Martin Boyd.
There you go, Marty. Your left.
Lulu Edwards.
Lulu. Congratulations, Lulu. Thank you.
Omar Flores, who couldn't be here today.
Omar's not here.
Chris Gooden.
Chris. All right. Congratulations, Chris.
Carla Roy Silva.
Carla. Congratulations.
And Brett Williams.
Brett. Congratulations, Brett.
And yeah, this
We're going to take a group photo up here. So
right.
let's
And
move
I
up.
just want to announce that Todd Rushing and I are the new GSL coordinators, replacing Pat and Lucy. So.
That's right. Y'all come on up, take the picture. Yeehaw.
Okay.
Isn't this a great looking class? Man. All right. Good. All right. Woo! Super. And oh, by the way, we got a new class. And guess where they are? They're cooking. They're flipping hamburgers right now. So when y'all see them, when y'all eat your hamburger this afternoon or at lunch today, y'all go thank these guys for flipping hamburgers for us. They're out there furiously getting stuff ready. And we're going to do it outside for the first time in 3 or 4 years, so looking forward to that. So congratulations to our new class of FY12 LDP class. Okay, this is big news. We hired 57 people again, apparently 1/16 of the Army's total recruiting class. I don't know about that. But in GSL last year. The big news is this was a big technician year. We hired like 18, 19 technicians. We kind of had some backlogs on technicians that we hired this year. Admin was the second or third largest admin class that we hired this past year. And engineers and scientists was the second or third largest class we'd hired. So we sort of met our recruiting goals this year, okay? That's good. As we go forward, you know, and you'll see our budget here in just a minute, our budget just exploded, okay? As we go forward, we'll try to maintain that. We probably won't be in growth mode for a little while, but it's just an excellent class of folks that we hired this year. So thank you guys for joining ERDIC and joining GSL, and look forward to many, many good years with you. It's just a big news story. And all the technicians out there, thank y'all very much. Okay, major awards this year. I'm proud of you all the time, by the way. I mean, I get to see this all the time of what you guys do for GSL and for ERDIC, and I'm extremely proud of that. But it's really rewarding to me when I see you guys get not only the ERDIC awards, by the way. I mean, if you came to ERDIC Awards night, you saw GSL, literally every other person getting an award out there because of the great stuff that you're doing for the warfighter and for the nation. But it's very gratifying when I see you get awards that are national and even international in scope. I mean, the ASC Government Civil Engineer of the Year Award. Is James right here somewhere, maybe? I don't know. Is Lucy here? Lucy Pritt? No, she's at Virginia Tech. She's the Young Civil Engineer of the Year Award. We got Larry Lynch is the Civilian of the Year for the Army Corps of Engineers. Kent Danielson, I don't know if Kent's here. He's the USACE Researcher of the Year. So we get all these Federal Laboratory Consortium Awards, Army R&D Awards. You guys are doing world-class research. It's not just me saying that. It's these guys saying that. So congratulations to all our major award winners out there. You guys did great work. And just to think about human capital real quick, and I wanted to make sure y'all know Peggy Wright. Peggy is our ERDIC Human Capital Officer, and it's her job, and she's done an excellent job of leading, really, ERDIC's #1 strategic initiative is human capital. The people strategy is what I call it. And what we're trying to do is we understand that the people are the most valuable part of ERDIC, and planning for them and training them and developing them is the most important thing that we do in ERDIC. And so we started out 4 or 5 years ago really thinking about this, and we've come a long way. We broke it down in about 6 or 7 parts, all those circles you see up there. And y'all been seeing these notes from Dr. Holland coming out with these new policies on recruitment and integration and development and separation and all the stages of the life cycle of your career while you're here. He's putting that out for y'all's comment. So the lab directors, by the way, were in charge of each one of those elements, so we really take it that seriously. So this should be coming to fruition this past year, actually, and in this next year you'll see a whole lot more come out on how ERDIC does people things. So that's front and center on our entire mission for ERDIC. And Peggy wanted me to make sure that I pointed out that, have y'all seen this employee value proposition? This is kind of our contract with you guys. It's in your little baggy thing that talks about what we value and what you value as employees. Our contract, so to speak, with you. And we're going to provide you that great work environment. We're going to try to accomplish big things and develop you to your maximum potential. And then you're all about making those things happen. So that's our contract with you as an ERDIC employee, and I think that's a great job. Thanks, Peggy. All right. Let me talk real quick about something else. Talk about facilities, I believe. Yeah, facilities, we've had some major moves this year. IEB, all right, Hank's branch, where's Hank? Hank, Randy Jones, and Larry Lynch's, the division office, moved this year. And by the way, nobody but those branches, I think, heard a peep. I mean, it was such a flawless move. moving from their old facilities to basically right across the street. And when the environmental lab got their new building, we moved into their old building, polished it up. It looks real nice. But y'all did a flawless move, and thank y'all very much for that. That was a big move for last year. We also, I'm not sure if you've seen Hangar 2 recently, but you know where Hangar 4 is, all the pavement stuff. Well, we'll be moving out of that in the next couple of years. And Webb Mason and his crew has really been working hard on getting Hangar 2, which is actually a little bit bigger than Hangar 4, kind of ready for that move. In our master plan, that third slide, that little slide down there, we're talking about doing a bunch of things over the next 10 years. And actually, Colonel Wilson is heading up ERDIC's effort in figuring out who's going to go where and where we're going to build things and all that. So the new ERDIC headquarters is probably going to be where Hangar 4 is, if we get the money and all that sort of stuff. But we're planning on just reestablishing that in Hangar 2. So major amount of work going on in Hangar 2. And then finally, all of our strategic investments, all of our pieces of equipment that Kent Newman and Chuck Weiss and Nano people use for all of our material science research. That particular piece of equipment up there, I think, is Will McMahon's equipment for a structural dynamic loader. So huge investments in equipment and facilities for us to get our work done and make our mission happen. So great facility story. We're number 1 or number 2, by the way, in the future investments going forward, our request going forward for a blast load simulator, a penetration facility, and that sort of thing. So great plans for the future for GSL and facilities. All right, funding. That's the other big story of the year. Look at those numbers. $356 million just in GSL. The entire ERDIC budget isn't but about $1.2 billion. I mean, the last number I heard. So, I mean, that's a big number. And I think about $50 million of that came in the last month, maybe more. Susan's here. I mean, it's just incredible. And so that's the top number. The real important number is the one that drags behind that a little bit, is the burdenable money. That's the money we tax for things we sort of execute internally. That's about 185 million. That's huge. We only need probably 110 million to effectively operate. So having that much funding is a real good cushion sort of going forward. And you can see it's 56% larger than last year. So everybody knows, you read the headlines and you see Congress and all this, and the budget situation is going to be bad, bad, bad. And then you see this and you think, how can that possibly be? Well, I'll tell you how it can possibly be. It's because of the great stuff that you're doing, the relevance of what you're doing, your contact with the customers, and just how important it is to the nation. So as long as they have money, which that's going to be a question going forward, I think we're going to have a good shot at it. So, you know, every time you buy a mutual fund, you know, they always say, you know, past performance is no indication of future performance. So I'm not guaranteeing we're going to hit that kind of performance next year. You know, it could very well go down, and we can afford to go down, frankly. But let's don't plan to go down. Let's don't try to go down. Let's try to keep it going as much as we can. And I think things are going to look real bright if we keep doing that going forward. Great news story. And this is a slide. Where's Jeb Tingle anywhere in the room? Jeb, where's Jeb? Jeb, what is that slide all about? Do you have any idea? Y'all know what this slide is? It's sort of a breakout of where we're actually getting this money at. And Shelley, where's Shelley? Shelley somewhere around here? Yeah. Shelley, there. Shelley is describing in this slide how much money we got in each of our 4 business areas. So force protection, weapons, effects is the biggest piece of that thing, I think. I know it's the biggest part of our money. It's probably 70% of what we get is directed towards force protection, weapons, effects. Then force projection, maneuver support, warfighter support, technology transfer, and civil works infrastructure are all kind of equally large, but dwarfed by the force protection, weapons, effects. And that's all the work we're doing for JIDO, force protection, all the modular protective systems, and all that great work we do in supporting the warfighter. So wonderful job there. Let's keep up the good work on the funding. Okay, that's the money story. Now we're going to talk about communication, okay? That's what we're doing right here. This is the big event of the year, I think, on communication and talking and communicating to you about what we're doing and why we're doing it. I have been coming, as I started this year, actually going deliberately branch to branch and division. 16 visits, by the way, to cover all the people in GSL, and that's just one round. And we're going to start that again. I try to touch you about twice a year in those visits, just one-on-one with you guys, and talk to you about what we're doing and why we're doing it. We got Team Link, by the way, which I think is going to be ERDIC Link one of these days. Okay, we're actually moving towards that. That was one of your ideas, by the way, a few years ago, that sort of percolated through the ODT process, and now it's a GSL thing and about to be an ERDIC thing. So that's kind of GSL's Facebook. We got the Strategic Communications Office potentially that's going to happen in ERDIC. That's a new thing. Of the top 3 things that we decided on 5 or 6 years ago in ERDIC, number 1 was people, the human capital stuff. Number 2 was communications. You know, we need to do communications internally and externally better. And so now we're starting to think about that and invest in that some. And the third thing was just processes. How do we get better at doing things more effectively? And we had actually been doing that in GSL for a while. That's called our HPO process, okay? So briefing, we actually got a briefing class coming up. Does anybody sign up for the briefing class? It's showing up, I think, next month. Maybe y'all didn't even know about it. But we're going to have a briefing class. And it's really good for folks who are particularly just starting out in their career. I remember I took like a weeks-long class or something early in my career. It's charm school, I think they call it. But learning how to talk to customers and make technical presentations at TRB and other SAVIAC and other conferences we go to is very, very important. So highly encourage you, particularly if you're early in your career, to go to that briefing class. Authors Workshop, we had a couple of those this past year. Learning how to write papers is important. So thank y'all. Thank especially to the teachers of those classes, but also to the students of that. That's a critically important strategic thing for GSL and ERDIC and for you personally for your career. Okay, that's communication. And finally, change in HPO, just trying to get better all the time. And we mentioned something called an organizational development team earlier. And is Alicia Sousa? Yeah, Alicia, thank you. Alicia is now, if you'll stand up, Alicia, she's the head of our organizational development team, okay? And what that is that's the team that collects all these good ideas from GSL people, from you, okay? And she talks to you about how to make that into an idea that we might actually adopt into GSL. So if you got any great ideas, work with Alicia on getting that percolated up. And all these things I'm talking about came from you guys. That's how we adopted these. So thank you, Alicia, for leading that for us. And she's got a team, by the way, that she works with. And let's get some more good ideas out of it. We're always trying to get better as GSL and how we operate and what we do. The GSL Awards, by the way, were an idea of the ODT. All these things, the Team Link, the Jeepers, the Publication Review System. There's something called Creepers now. Did y'all know about Creepers? Creepers, that's the statement of work thing that we're doing now, okay? That if you put a proposal in, you go through the Creepers process to get it approved and all that. So you're constantly getting better at what you're doing and how you're going about it. We also got a project management class. I think some of you have taken project management class. That came through, by the way, one of the LDP classes developed that in the past couple of years. And that's an extremely important skill to know, particularly earlier in your career, because almost all of you are going to be managing projects at some point in your career, whether it's a single project or a program. So knowing that early in your career is a great thing to learn and know how to do. I actually had a class in the University of Texas in my PhD program on that. It's one of the best classes I ever had. So the project management class is coming up, I think, in the next couple weeks or whatever. Next week, yeah, good. And then strategic planning, we've had a couple of all-sites this past year, about 3 or 4 of them actually. That your leaders, the board of directors, your division chiefs, technical directors, branch chiefs, are talking about GSL's future. We're talking about big ideas about where we're headed in the future and how we're going to get funding for that. And we're all the time looking to the future about what it holds for us and how we're going to get there. And so we're constantly thinking about that, and I'll be sending you a note pretty soon about the 4 big ideas that we're thinking about going forward. But we're constantly thinking about strategy and where we're going. And I think that's one of the reasons that we're constantly thinking about that and doing well. So that's kind of my 5 big things, just a summary for you real quick. Just in summary, I just want to thank y'all. It's been an excellent year. I don't know how y'all keep topping it, but you do, and that is so fantastic. So happy birthday. You're about to see the highlight, I think, of the whole town hall thing. You're about to see an excellent video that talks about what you do and how you do it and why you do it. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to get off stage and let y'all see the video.
The world at large is no small place. And at the end of the day, precious few can say they have a global presence. GSL, spanning the globe, with a presence in over 50 countries, More than 450 highly skilled team members cover 360 degrees around the globe, staking claim across oceans and through borders in pursuit of new knowledge, discovering, developing, and delivering a culture of excellence. From the noble banks of the Mississippi River to the sunny shores of the Caribbean, from the rugged mountains of South America to the arid plains of Africa. We're spread from the misty highlands of Europe to the volatile deserts of the Middle East, throughout the rich cultures across Asia, and ingrained in the tenacity of the Australian outback. And yet still, we endeavor to do it better. As we are peppered across the Pacific and seated in the frontiers of the frigid Arctic. Our country doesn't depend on us because we can do it better than anyone else. It depends on us because we can deliver what no one else can. We may be rooted in the Deep South, but across the world, the sun never sets on GSL.
This has certainly been a complex mission here at the Birds Point, New Madrid floodway. Blinding rain, 60-mile-an-hour winds, working through the night to operate this project, and they've done an excellent job and did exactly what we needed.
We have been working with ERDIC and the site here at West for many years, both in the airfields and pavements area and also in the protective construction. And we've always found that they have very good expertise in the areas that we're cooperating on, and also they provide great products that we've been able to apply to the field very readily. And so we're looking forward to continuing that relationship, especially with the new JCTD that we have called the HIPPO, Hardened Infrastructure Protection for Persistent Operations. And we're excited about working with them. ERDIC's going to be a really big part of that program, and we know that we'll continue our relationship.
ERDIC and the University of Puerto Rico at Mayagüez has developed a partnership for the past 26 years. It has been extremely valuable in the vision and mission of the University of Puerto Rico, where our students have had the opportunity of growing, have alternative learning opportunities, industry experience, very formal research experiences which really help them to decide a track for terminal degrees and for graduate school and for research careers.
I like it. There's various things. I like that it's very easy to set up. It's kind of dummy proof. Boots on the ground, you're dirty, you're tired, you got a lot of work to do. This thing go up in no time. I also like the fact that I can maneuver it in almost like Lego blocks and set it up exactly how I want, depending on the terrain and the mission, without having to stay too within the structure there. Troop safety is the number one priority. I mean, when I go over there, that's what I'm worried about, is coming home. So if it can go there and withstand it, then, you know, we got to have it. That's just the way I look at it.
Force projection and maneuver support.
NASA tests the ERDC to support the evaluation of the NASA crawler. NASA is intending to replace it or modify it to carry a larger payload. Those payloads are being deployed to Mars.
For 6 years, the U.S. military has been looking for a replacement matting system that's essentially a portable pavement that can be carried anywhere in the world to create airfields over soft soils.
Force protection and weapons effects.
RKPM stands for the Reproducing Kernel Particle Method. This research has also focused on a multi-scale formulation embedded within the RKPM framework. And the idea behind the multi-scale formulation is that numerically we're able to link failure in the microstructure of a material with actually what is happening at the macro scale to achieve high performance, again, in these very complex, complicated events like blast and ballistics.
GSL participated in the Strong Jug trials in Israel. We had 3 experimental walls in, and the second one was a very large load with 1 wall in it. All were very successful.
Civil works and infrastructure.
Remediating the levees and bringing them up to speed with current core standards in terms of total cost and the number of lives affected, the number of people that are involved. It's just absolutely enormous, and it's a really great opportunity that we've had to get involved in this, and really feel like we're making a difference.
warfighter support and technology transfer.
For weeks, the Mississippi Valley District flew from Vicksburg to the Gulf of Mexico around Morgan City each day, mapping and reconnaissing the rise and fall of the water level. USAID's reachback operations offered that capability up to Mississippi Valley District in assistance with the flood fighting effort.
When Mother Nature unleashes her fury upon our infrastructure, we respond with vigilance. When our soldiers need rapid deployment of effective protection, we deliver with confidence, with a mission to protect the warfighter, enhance infrastructure, and deliver stronger, lighter materials. Because together, we are GSL. Spanning the globe. And we proudly accept the challenge to continue making the world a safer and better place.
Woo! Wow. That gives me chills every time I see that. If that doesn't make you proud, man, you got ice water for veins. I'll tell you, that is amazing what you guys do. So I'm so proud of you guys. Looking forward to a great 2012. Looking forward to some great hamburgers here in just a minute. So thank y'all so much. Thank you for being here. I also want to thank the team, by the way, to put all this together. All this happens with a lot of effort from a lot of people. So Shelly Tingle, that's her videos. And Benita, where's Benita? There's Benita. She's probably in the back running the thing. Benita Abraham, I got a list here. Evelyn, where's Evelyn? Evelyn, Courtney, Tracy, where's Tracy Waddell? She's probably in the back too. See, they're all working. Alicia, Gwen, Spiller, thank you for hosting Spiller. Thank y'all very much for putting this together for us. Discover, develop, deliver. That's what you do, and you do it better than anybody, I think. I'm biased. 50 countries around the world, all 50 states. You're all over the place. Thank y'all very much. Look forward to seeing you eating some hamburgers. I'm going to turn it over to Spiller. Thanks, Bill.
Okay, I want to thank, again, Dr. Wright and Price and Colonel Wilson for all coming today. And we can go to our next slide to end it today.
Happy birthday, GSL! Hello there, GSL. This is one of your old retirees saying happy birthday and thank you for making the world a better and safer place. Happy birthday! Happy birthday, GSL!
Thanks, so happy birthday to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and thank you for making the world safer and better.
Happy birthday! Thanks for making the world safer and better.
Happy birthday. Thank you so much for everything you do to make the world a safer place.
Happy birthday, GSL! Thank you for making the world safer and better.
Happy birthday. They're wonderful work in making our world a better and safer place to live. Thanks for all the great work and keep it up.
Thank you for making the world safer and better.
Hi, Walt Grayson with WLBT in Jackson, Mississippi. I want to thank you for making our world safer and better.
Thank you, everybody at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, for making the world a safer and better place for all of us.
Happy birthday, GSL.
That's the slide I was looking for. It was supposed to come before the video. I just wanted to say that we are positively the best lab in Erdek. Okay. All right, don't move. We are going to take a big group picture as we do every year. And I do want to point out on your program that you have today, if you look on the very back, there's a little barcode. And if you have a smartphone like iPhone, BlackBerry that has a camera, you can download a QR app and it will scan the barcode, and bring up the videos from today that were in the program. So, pretty cool. You can also look for an email to be sent out with the link to our YouTube channel, and you can go back and view all the videos that we had today. So, a couple announcements before we take the picture. We are having the picnic at the pavilion by gate 6 near the tennis courts. Please don't park in the street and make sure you don't block the gate. You might get towed. Please turn as you're going to the tennis courts, and there's a little gravel road. You can park over there, or you can park on the soccer fields. So that is it for today. Thank you all for coming, and happy birthday. And please come down front for your picture to be made. And also, any new employees that were hired this past year, stay, and we're going to take your picture right after the big group GSL picture.